Before married couples open up about the good, the bad, and the ugly in their relationships in the Showtime series Couples Therapy, and we have a front row seat to it all.
All I hear is whining. I don't care.
Abusing each other is not therapeutic.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Don't. The truth wants to come out, and then there's a fear that it's going to destroy something.
We were in an argument. India said to me, that's why I didn't want to have a baby with you.
He said, I almost gave up on dating black women.
I'm not attracted to you right now.
I don't think that you have been doing the work that you say you have.
It takes some capacity to...
All right. One of those couples joining us this morning, Brooklyn's very own India and Dale Browne, who are currently being featured in season 3 of Couples Therapy. Good morning to both of you. How you doing?
Morning. We're doing well.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having us.
Of course, we're glad you're here. India and Dale, you've been married for 3 years. Okay, you have a 1.5-year-old daughter. So I guess the big question is, what prompted you to want to be on a show and kind of put it all out there?
Well, we didn't intend for it to be that way, but we're certainly happy that it unfolded that way. We've just had so much feedback, good feedback on how profound our story has impacted a lot of people. So we're happy that it turned out that way.
Yeah, and well, therapy.
Yeah, we realized in the pandemic that, although we get along pretty well together, we were still having really large blow-ups, and we were looking for therapy, but we ended up watching the show just to get some things to think about, and we just answered an ad, and the rest is history.
No, but therapy is kind of taboo in a lot of cultures, including the African-American community. So how have people responded to you to being on the show?
Oh, very positively. Like Dale said, we've been getting a lot of great feedback, and it is extremely important with the Black community because we do shy away from therapy. A lot of people look at it and deem it as something awful, or you're crazy, or something is extremely wrong with your relationship. So just to invite people in to see our process has certainly opened up a new perspective to show that it's a normal thing to do. It's just a tune up, and a check in on your relationship.
Yeah, we definitely look at it as maintenance on your relationship. Like you wouldn't drive your car for 3 to 5 years without going for a checkup.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing for your relationship. You want to make sure that you're checking in, that you're on point with everything before it's too late.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. It is time to go get my car checked out. It's been quite some time. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, and thank you for changing the narrative on going to therapy, right? Because it is such a taboo thing. And so I guess, did you connect with the other 3 couples that are featured on the series? What's your interaction with them?
Well, we didn't get a chance to connect with them just because we were shooting mostly during not the height of the pandemic, but coronavirus kind of prevented us from getting together. But one of the couples did, actually Josh and Molly did reach out to us and wanted to connect just to, talk about things, because we're the only ones that actually went through the show. So it would be good to connect with them.
Yeah, so I'm sure you've learned a lot by being on the show, things you knew and maybe things you didn't know. So what advice would you give to other couples who are looking to repair their relationship?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We gained so much insight on and just unlocked a lot of things. Well, for me personally, within myself, I answered a lot of questions of why I'm triggered so easily, why things, make me tick. So my advice to other couples, certainly, as we mentioned before, as much as you want to check in with yourself physically and things like your car and keep the maintenance up, you want to do so also mentally. Look at it as just a checkup, a tune in, and just don't look at it as something extremely wrong. Just continue to make yourself better for the greater purpose of your relationship. The goal here is to gain some insight, perspective, and clarity. So,
Yeah, and for me, it forces you to reckon with yourself, certainly. You get to do a deep dive into some of the traumas that you've been through and how it's affecting your spouse and your relationship. So that was extremely liberating for me just to go through that.
And you'll find that, at least I found that a lot of the issues that we were having within the relationship, it didn't have anything to do with Dale at all. It was very personal, a lot of the traumas that I brought into the relationship. So.
Good information all around. Thank you for being so upfront about it all and laying it all out there for so many folks. Season 3 of Couples Therapy currently available, everybody, on Showtime. Thanks again.
Thank you.